disparities and health disparities that we've been going through. And 4 months ago, when we started our food distribution initiative, we started at Salem United Methodist Church along with our partners Rethink Food New York, giving out 500 meals daily from Tuesday through Saturday. And now we average 1,400 meals that we give out on a daily basis, and have also added a food pantry at one of the commercial spaces at West 135th Street between Adam Clayton Powell Jr. and Frederick Douglass Boulevard. And we feed the arts and culture community there with canned goods and bagged vegetables, and Hormel, who's been a huge supplier of canned foods, and actually the New York Roadrunners, one of our partners in Harlem Week and for the Chamber, with breakfast snack items, and Cabot Creamery, who supplies us with cheese, and West Harlem Assistance Group, that supplies us with 60% of the 2 days a week. Wednesday.
Hello?
Yes, who's on?
Can you hear us?
Hi. Yes, I'm sorry. I thought it was a muted call. This is Jennifer Edwards from United Healthcare.
Hi, how are you, Jennifer?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We'll be doing introductions of everyone in the call shortly.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So, Jennifer, since you began with the introduction, we'll start with you, and then Rob will lead us through.
So when you introduce yourself, we'd like for you to do your introduction, your name, and your product, so we know exactly who and what you're bringing to this new Harlem Week Virtual Venture Village.
So name,
Okay,
title.
I'm so sorry.
Jennifer,
Yes, I'm on.
please repeat name, title, affiliation, your product or service.
Okay. Yes, thank you, sir. I'm Jennifer Edwards. I'm a insurance agent with with United Healthcare. I've been with United Healthcare for over 14 years, while I was working also on Wall Street. So I'm looking to help out the senior market, especially now our seniors, especially in our community right now. Yes?
I'm going to stop you only because we have a number of people on, and we don't want the commercial. We just really need the name.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Sir. Okay, thank you.
For everything, for the full patch. Yeah.
Gail Jennings.
Yes, to unmute.
Gail Jennings here from Durham, North Carolina. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm here representing King's Pepper.
Thank you. Karen
Dawkins.
Hi, my name is Karen Dawkins. My company name is Joyful Head Hair Accessories and Earrings. I just have, which I think is really unique, Afrocentric headbands, not the traditional cloth, but more of a jewelry type, moderately priced, so everyone can purchase and just, feel a little different, have something a little unique, and turn.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
And so you all know you can add additional comments and remarks in the chat. We'll get them from April.
Yes, hi, my name is April Harris, and my company is Keeping You Sweet. I manufacture desserts with a healthy twist.
Thank
you.
Valerie.
Unmute Valerie.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Valerie Fields. My company is Ashanti Fields Collection. We're a family-based business designing of men and women's clothing.
Oh, nice.
Casilda Barnes.
Hi, good evening. Had to take myself off mute. So I'm Casilda Luck Barnes. I am owner of Lucky Photo Booth Company, and I offer in-person as well as virtual photo booth. So that is what I'm offering for the Harlem Week, a virtual photo booth.
Harlem Holiday.
Unmute, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Harlem Holiday of Harlem Westside Publishing, and I will be selling books.
Fantastic.
Gail?
No, Gail went.
Okay, I'm trying to get the camera to come on.
Oh, yeah, it is, right?
The recording. Trying to get, oh, settings. Start video.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, there you go. Let me get some charge it.
Want us to come back to you, Tara?
Okay.
iPad?
Tell them who you are.
Walter Palmer, iPad.
Okay, well,
Walter.
How are y'all? Glad to see y'all. I'll see y'all this year one way or another.
That's right.
are you ready?
I think so. My wife just ran up to get the thing for the charger. I still got room though.
Okay. We're on to Tara O'Rourke.
Hi, I'm Tara O'Rourke, and I'm representing PC Richard and Son.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tara.
Is that Patrick?
No, Federal Trade Commission.
Hi, my name is Cindy Kataria. I'm an investigator with the Federal Trade Commission in New York office. I research and investigate honey marketing fraud, and we will be exhibiting our consumer educational materials.
Just don't have a stand.
Yeah, it doesn't stand up though.
You gotta, yeah. Melody Johnson. Melody.
Yes, I'm here. Just a second to get off mute. I'm driving. Good evening, everybody. My name is Melody Johnson. I am the founder and owner of Divine Coverings. We're a bedazzling business offering bling products for women's accessories and personal gift items.
Thank you.
Andre Andrews.
Good afternoon. My name is Andre Andrews. I'm the owner of Dre's Water Ice and Ice Cream.
Thank you. There's a 202, which seems to be the Federal Trade. The 646-361. Who's on that number?
202 is Cindy Kataria from Federal Trade Commission.
Okay. You've just introduced yourself. Who's on the 646 number?
361-3391.
That's Jennifer.
Okay, Jennifer, you want to...
I introduced myself already.
Yes. Okay, Jennifer. Good.
Okay. So
thank you.
Thank you all for attending and coming to our first virtual Harlem Week Village. We'll have Marco Noble give you an overview of what Harlem Week this year is going to be.
Good evening, everybody. As we know, this is a very different year. So Harlem Week will happen very differently than it has over the past 45 years. In our 46th year, we are all virtual. So the events that everybody has come to know and love over the years that makes Harlem Week the world's longest month, traditionally, based on where we are back into Harlem Week being actually 1 week. So Harlem Week will take place from August 16th to August 23rd, which means it starts this Sunday and runs through next Sunday. We are all online. Every event that you will be able to participate in and see will be on the Harlem Week website. So that means our business conferences, Senior Citizens Day, all the entertainment. We have artist talks. We have our youth conference and hackathon. We have special performances from Broadway shows. All of that will be viewed on the HARLEMweek.com website. And it will be viewed via multiple platforms all within the HARLEMweek.com website. The platform that is most of interest to all of you here is our exhibitor vendor village, our virtual exhibitor vendor village, which will be fully interactive and create a space where online, you can do all the selling and promoting of your products that you would do in person. The biggest difference is instead of having a local and regional audience that may have traveled to Harlem to participate in Harlem Week, there is the opportunity to touch people around the world, anybody who logs on to HARLEMweek.com for the week of the 16th to the 23rd and even longer. With that, I will turn it over so you can hear more about the actual platform and what we're doing to Robert Allen. Excuse me. Robert Allen is the virtual producer of Harlem Week overall, and he is the person who has created our virtual exhibitor vendor village, and he is the person who will be able to go through with you as we are on this call, what this village looks like, what it is, and answer some limited questions about how you can best maximize this opportunity.
We've been saying the last 46 years, Marco knows, Harlem is a state of mind, and it's the type of state of mind that reaches not only people locally, but it reaches them regionally, nationally, and internationally. An example is a week ago today, we started registration on a Harlem 5K race, which normally would be at the end of Harlem Week. It's going to start on this Sunday, and in 1 week, we have 4,400 registrants, representing 44 states and 98 countries. So Harlem Week is reaching an international market. An international market, there's international buyers, as well as we have our partner AURN, a national radio station chain of 500 radio stations across the country. So we reach hundreds of thousands of people through them. And for those of you who are local, you know WBLS and WLIB and the tens of thousands of people they reach on a daily basis, along with our other partners like the New York Amsterdam News, New York One, Fox 5, which will be featuring us on Good Day New York this Friday, PIX 11, which also will be featuring us this Friday, and numerous newspapers and magazines. But one in particular, the New York Daily News, will again have its special section, which is an award-winning special section in partnership with Harlem Week, that will be reaching hundreds of thousands of people, not only in print, but also online. So all of those are potential customers for you as exhibitors and vendors. And at this time, we'd like to present to you Robert Allen, our Harlem Week Senior Platform producer, and he'll be giving a demonstration on the virtual exhibit and vending format. And we hope you find it informative and enjoyable at the same time. Robert?
Thanks. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. I'm very excited to share with you all some information about this virtual platform and answer any of your questions. Before we get started, I did put up a poll question. About half of you had answered that. Those of you on the phone, if you're not seeing this, obviously you can't answer it, but if you wouldn't mind just answering that question that we've got on the screen, that would be great, just by way of getting some information. I'm going to mute everybody out as I begin, but then you can all unmute yourself after that if you would like to ask a question. I want to just make sure I've given you all that permission. Okay, so nothing personal, but I'm going to mute you all. Okay, good. That's power. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share with you this virtual platform. It's very, very exciting. I know there was some chatter as we were getting started. Some of you were saying how bored you've been and how deprived of interaction you've been. And I hear you loud and clear. And I think we've come up with a way that not only will we be able to present some amazing content to everyone throughout the week, the 8 days of Harlem Week, but to have this interactive platform for all of you, I think is really going to get you very excited. So let me share with you what our virtual vendor village is going to look like. And if you have pressing questions, please put them into the chat so that we can address them right up front. And let me bring up the right tab for you here. Give me a moment. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is our, let me get rid of that, I'm sorry, hang on. All right, here we go. Okay, I apologize for that. All right, so our virtual vendor village will have a landing page that will be easily accessible from the Harlem Week website, main page. Okay, we've got lots of content, lots of places for people to visit. We are going to be directing everyone right from the Harlem Week website. So if anybody asks you, how do I absorb all of this content? harlemweek.com. Very simple. Send everybody there, and all of the information will emanate from our website. So once someone lands on the virtual vendor village, below this, and we're building this out, right? Because nothing like the last minute. If it weren't for the last minute, you know how much wouldn't get done? Well, we're proving that right now. So the vendor space will build below this graphic that you see here, okay? And all of our booths will be listed prominently with full graphics and text. Once someone enters your virtual booth, okay, and let me bring my annotation up so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, once someone enters your virtual booth, that's when all the excitement starts. So I have a couple of things to show you. So this is Handmade by Bobby's booth. And this is just purely for demonstration purposes, right? This is being built actually for a wellness event. So someone enters your booth. This entire area up here that you see is fully customizable and fully brandable. Okay, this can reflect anything about your business graphically that you would like, using text, pictures. Let me hang on. Let me mute. Had some new people get in. I just muted them. Okay, fully brandable area. Okay, right below it, all of your social media links, your website, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter account. Okay, if you don't have one of those, you don't put anything in and nothing appears. Okay, you will have hours that you're in your virtual booth, and that's completely up to you. This platform will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the 8 days of Harlem Week. So feel free to, be in your booth area for as much as you're comfortable. Okay? Now, as we look at your booth, let's say you're not in your booth. Someone wants some information. What do? They hit the message button, and a box pops open that will allow them to send you an email message. You set this all up in advance with the email address that you want it to go to, and someone, when you're not in your booth, can send you a message via email. Let's look at the booth area. The booth area can be customized any way you like. Here, Bobby has an intro video about herself on YouTube. So she has this embedded. So she has her video embedded right into her page. So if you have YouTube videos about your products, your services, you could put that right in there.
I grew up with.
She has healing stones. So she has a healing stone chart. This is a graphic that she's laid into her booth. And then here's the best part. You can actually shop right in the booth. So we start the booth off with any, just as you would do in real life, right? Belly to belly, when someone walks up to your table, what's the first thing you want to do is you want to know who they are. You want to capture their information. So either they toss a business card into the fishbowl, or you get them to sign their name and their email address because maybe you're giving something away. So I encourage you to do that within your booth. The same thing. Someone visits your booth, you want to know who they are. You want them to enter your giveaway. So she's giving away a crystal spinner. And when someone clicks on this, it launches a Google form. Very simple, right? A Google form that's going to capture all of the information that they need from their visitor, generated by a giveaway. These are all items that people can shop for. These all link out to Bobby's website. Now, if you don't have a website, this can also link out to a Shopify account. Okay, this is all linked to Shopify. So if you have a Shopify account, you can link and people can buy right from your booth. The nice part about all of this is these are various calls to action. You can have these trigger anything that you'd like. Okay, and I'll show you another type of business in a moment. But let me show you the most exciting part about all of this. I'm going to bring you into edit mode, which is what you would see when you say yes to this offer and you get assigned your own booth. So this area on the right side here, the regular visitor would not see. You would see this once you sign in. But I want to show you this for demonstration purposes. So someone enters your booth and they want to learn about your products and your services. They click on the button to enter the virtual booth. Now watch this graphical area that I introduced you to just a few minutes ago. This turns into a fully interactive video chat area built into the platform. Now we're seeing this the opposite way, meaning a visitor comes into the booth, they're going to see the representative in the big box and the attendees will be in the small box. We're seeing it from the booth owner's perspective right now. You have full control over everyone who's in your booth. You can turn their camera on or off. You can mute them. You can kick them out. If they're camera shy, they can talk with you via text chat right within the interface. Now, here's the best part. Someone walks into your booth, you want to show them around your booth, right? So they start to scroll down and look at what's in your booth. Watch what happens. You'll pop in to a video box here and you'll stay in the picture as you take them through your booth, showing them around, explaining your products and services, all within the same interface, along with a video, with a text chat, the ability to share your screen. If you wanted to give a presentation, you could do a screen share. Okay, turn your camera on, turn your camera off. And again, when you move to the top of the page, it jumps right back in. When you leave your booth at the end of your scheduled time, your fully branded graphic reappears. Okay? Now, this booth will look and feel very different based on what your business is all about. Here's one of our partners who's a bank. Okay? A bank is not really selling any products. Well, they are if you ask them, but so it would have a very different look and feel. But here's what we were just seeing, right? The fully customizable header. is fully branded. Text area, a little bit about, they have a quote and a little bit about the bank. And then here's their booth area. So they have a PDF that someone can download. This clicks right out to their website and loads up the PDF for a visitor. This is one of their videos that are on YouTube. So someone can click on that and play their video, their corporate branding video about the bank. But if you have any kind of video, you can just trigger YouTube right through your booth. And then this links out to their employment opportunities at the bank. And then again, their giveaway area. Now, all of these areas, as I mentioned before, okay, to add a display item, some of your call to actions are buy now, shop now, order now, learn more, read more, donate. You can set up a donation portal for your favorite charity. You can create a giveaway. You can download something. You could play a video. And this all links out to whatever link you want to create. Okay? And the best part about it is, unlike if you were to have a space in real life that's a 6-foot table, that's your area. You've got a 6-foot table to put all of your display out. Well, guess what? You have an infinite amount of space here to build your booth out. So you can get as creative as you like. Your video chat interface can be scaled from 2 people to 200 people. So you can create an intimate environment with just a few people in and out of your booth, or you could decide to do a large-scale demonstration during the week and schedule that in your booth, and you could have up to 200 people in that interface that you're presenting to, all built into your booth. Okay? There is no other platform or opportunity available right now that brings you this close to an in-person environment. And like I said, you can be in your booth as much as you like during this 8-day period. And remember, as was mentioned before, we are global. Okay? So time zones, you have to be mindful of time zones. So as aggressive as you want to be in your booth and be there for people to visit, and they will, then you can determine that yourself. But we're giving you a really incredible opportunity here. And the best part of it all is this platform will be up for 30 days post-event. Even though we're not live, people can still come in and visit your booth and link to the items that you have for sale. So this is what we're doing for Harlem Week. We're giving you the opportunity to experience everything but the hug. We're going to bring it to you through this platform. So I'm happy to answer any questions, follow up, after the fact. But the fact of the matter is, the clock is ticking, and you would be best served to move immediately on this to make sure that you have enough time to build your booth out and to take advantage of this incredibly unique opportunity. So, what questions can we answer? Are there any in the chat that help with creating the booth? We give you full instructions on how to build the booth out. Both the staff at Event Hub is available to us for support, and our team will be as available as humanly possible inside of a 72-hour live window of launch. But this is meant to be self-service. Okay, it is all very straightforward. It is copy and paste. You are linking to spots that you already have in place. But this is going to give you a platform that you can fully utilize for the 8 days of Harlem Week. How much time would it take to set it up? probably a couple of hours, if that. The first time you visit, you'll put in some basic things, but then as you start to create these action items, you're going to say, oh, maybe I'll put this in or that in. So it will change and evolve probably even over the course of the 8 days. Let's say you decide to do a presentation on Monday and you record that in your booth. Well, you download that, post it on your YouTube channel, and then embed it in your booth. So someone who visits on Tuesday can see what you did on Monday. So you can add to your booth as the week goes on.
Let me jump in and answer the question about the promotion. Harlem Week is going to be promoted throughout the 8 days with our partners, whether that's Roadrunners, Metro Plus, but we also encourage each of you to promote HarlemWeek.com on your page, and that will not only help the other vendors in this portal, but it also will help yourself.
And let me jump in. This is Marco, and I'll turn my camera on again because I see a couple questions about promotion. So as Michael mentioned, Harlem Week, all the activity of Harlem Week is happening within HarlemWeek.com, which means the exhibitor vendor village is also part of HarlemWeek.com. So there will be promotion driving people to it. There'll be some social media promotion to support our vendors in our exhibitor vendor village, et cetera, et cetera. We will not be mentioning, it's just a question, it's not realistic for us to mention the individual vendors. We will be promoting the exhibitor vendor village, all right? So, and I'm gonna help. Yeah, somebody else mentioned, will each vendor be mentioned to the media partners? No, each vendor will not be mentioned individually. In our promotion, we are going to be mentioning Harlem Week and encouraging people to come support and come attend and come participate in Harlem Week virtually. And one of the aspects that they should be looking to do or participate in is our exhibitor vendor village. Okay?
If you have a desire for enhanced exposure, we do have other sponsorship levels available beyond just the booth. So if that's a desire for increased exposure, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to share some of the other sponsorship options that might be available.
Thank you, Robert. That is definitely the case.
Yep.
Marco, this is Lloyd. What you can do is with all of the exhibitors and vendors, because you're going to be promoting this and have it on our platform for months to come, weeks to come, we can do a post-Harlem Week promotion of each individual vendor.
Did you hear that, Marco? A post-Harlem Week promotion of each individual vendor, since we're going through the end of the year and holiday season.
And just for the people who may not know, that was the voice of the Harlem Week chairman, Lloyd Williams.
Oh.
Casilda asked, if you don't have a website, can one link to Facebook? Yes, absolutely. If you do most of your business through Facebook, then yes, you can link out to Facebook. But remember, Facebook is a closed community. Okay, so someone who is not on Facebook won't have complete access to that. So just keep that in mind. But if that is your only spot, then absolutely you can link to Facebook. And hey, who doesn't have Facebook, right?
Robert, someone had a question about, well, two questions I see here. Someone asked if they were able to do live reading excerpts to help sell books within their space.
Absolutely, and I think that's a fabulous idea. And what I would do is I would create a schedule for the week where you would do these readings and have it posted in your booth. So if someone visits, you know, an insomniac and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and they say, oh, there's an, you know, I'll check it out tomorrow. When you're live, absolutely, that's a great way to utilize that.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's in reference to the events you had for your seniors. Is there anything going to be focused on the senior citizens?
Yes, we'll be having focus of the senior citizens on next Friday with, like I mentioned earlier, demystifying technology. We'll be having webinars and seminars focused on the seniors, as well as a health conference, which will be focused on senior citizens. And there'll be content on the HarlemWeek.com around senior citizens events and activities that will be taking place, as well as our Harlem Week archive of historic videos of performances and webinars and meetings that we've had in the past 45 years.
Okay. So is there any way, as a, that's the market that I'm in for senior citizens with the insurance, maybe I should ask this on in a different conversation. Is there a way to do a presentation to the seniors at one of those events?
Send us your information in a chat so we can talk about that, so we can get the details of what you'd like to do. And as Robert was saying earlier, in your virtual village exhibit space, you can set that up, as he was saying, in a scheduled way. So persons that come to your particular exhibit space, they can come in and you can address them, as he said, as small as 2 people up to 200 persons.
Okay, thank you.
And you can reach us at info@harlemdiscover.com.
I'm so sorry, what was that again?
info@harlemdiscover.com, or call us at 212-862-8477.
I'm so sorry, you broke up. 212.
862-8477.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Robert. This is.
Can I ask a question? I posted a couple of times, but we already have a website, so I wasn't too clear on how the website connects with the marketplace.
So what type of business do you have?
We're handcrafted. We're a retailer. We sell handcrafted jewelry.
Okay, so you have an e-commerce website?
Yes.
Okay, so just as did you see Bobby's jewelry page when I was sharing it?
Yes, I did see that.
Okay, so each of those boxes with the jewelry in it links. So when you click on that, it links to the page for that item on her website.
So if it's my website and I had, like, say, a bracelet that is pictured there, when a customer clicks on that, it's going to go straight to my website, which has the same item.
Correct, and that's where they'll make the purchase. They'll make the purchase on your website.
Right. So how's that path going to be established? Am I going to have to put in URLs?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you could do it by category. You could direct it to the top of the category of those items, or a particular item. What I would recommend, pick your 6 top sellers. Feature those in the booth.
Gotcha.
Because then once they're on your website, if you've done things right, then they're going to spend some time shopping on the website.
Got it. Understood.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So people were asking about how do I sign up? This will be self-service in a matter of hours, but I would rather you not wait. So if you could reach out directly and say, I want to sign up, we will get you started manually so that you can start building out your booth. We will send you instructions on how to do that. I assure you that most of you will have no problem getting this started, and we will be able to help you tweak it and get it just right, so that it reflects your brand exactly how you want it to.
So with that being said, for those who want to sign up, as Robert just said, we're excited and welcome you. But we also are looking for you and invite you to invite one of your special friends who also is a vendor to come to this opportunity. As you know, with our introduction letter, it was a $300 regular fee, and right on the site, as Robert explained. And then you'll be directed right to setting up your booth. Robert, you want to go over that one more time?
This is Lloyd Williams. Before you go into this, I really want to be very clear with everyone. I want to be very clear with everyone who is on this. The reason you have been reached out to is that Madeline Weiss, Pamela Lee, Michael Preston, the people who have been working with you for years, have said we need to do something to help y'all. I want to be very clear what the agenda is here. And we know that you have been knocked out of the box by this COVID, as it has destroyed so many of us. And so what we are going to do is not only put you into a connecting linkage for Harlem Week, we are going to keep this platform up until the end of the year, because we know that for some of you, as you go to the holiday season, that's going to be where many of you really need to make some dollars to make up for the months that you've been out of pocket. And so to the extent that we can do that in our way of saying thank you for the 40 some odd years that we've been here doing this, that's the mission here. I have been convinced by the exhibitor vendor team that this is an important thing to do. They have reached out to you individually. This has not been an outreach to all Harlem Week exhibitors and sponsors. You've been selected because of who you are and what you do and what you represent. So as Michael is saying, that if you want to bring in one more person, not 2 or 3 or 4, but if there's one more person who's important to you that you give this offer to, we will do that, because in these times, if we don't look out for each other, who the hell is going to do it? And so just know that you're important to us. We want to open up. That's why I addressed the question that in terms of what's coming out of this is some creativity, Marco. And we can look at, although we cannot necessarily in this short period of time do the individual projections and promotions of the exhibitors and vendors, there's no reason why, Winston, we cannot be thinking about doing that moving ahead, because we're going to be having this happen until the end of the year. So we may look at considering the prime shopping times and do that individual projection. So you guys also now need to step up with your top line stuff, because there are going to be people. Let me give you a quick report. We just got off the phone. I don't know if you spoke about the Roadrunners at all. We just got off the phone, and I'm being repetitious, that we now know just for the Harlem 5K run that there's close to 5,000 people who have registered within the last week for that. And they are coming from 46 states and 98 countries. And so therefore, we want to make sure that those states and those countries know who you are, know your product, which is more than we can do if we go on 135th Street on Harlem Day. So whatever we can open up for you, we want to do it. And we want you to do very, 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 very well. And if you do well, we'll be happy. That's our obligation to you. But you guys have to not sit by the wayside and wait until the last moment, because the opportunity will disappear. And if there's someone that you are very important to, you want to bring that one person, because Michael and Robert and them know everybody who is on this Zoom at this time, is that if you want to bring one person, a friend, a family member, associate, etc., to take advantage of this, do it now before the door closes. We want you guys to be very, very successful.
Okay, with that, we are coming to the close of this
One quick
Zoom.
question.
Absolutely.
When is the last date?
So registration closes at the end of day Friday. That's end of business day Friday.
And that's for your commitment, right? You don't have to have your booth set up by then, right? That's something that you're going to work on once you make the commitment. But you need that commitment is what's important here.
So the money has to be in. When you say commitment, your money has to be in by Friday.
Yes.
Correct.
August 14th.
And when does it go live?
Goes live on the 16th, Sunday.
Can someone answer my question about where people come to sign in or to at your booth to drop a card or something like that? I'd like to retain contact information of my customers via email marketing and such.
Sure, that's a great question. What I would recommend is that one of the action items that you set up is some sort of a giveaway that would take them to a sign-up form where you would then capture those things that are important to you, name, email address, whatever other information they're willing to share with you. But that's the best way to do it, is to set up, much as you would, if you were in real life, right? You have the fishbowl, drop in your card and win the such and such,
And the platform has form templates, or do I have to know code to build that?
Well, the easiest way to do it would be to have that trigger a Google form. So you create just a Google form, it gives you a link, and then you just link to that, and then they fill out the form and you get a report right through Google as to, with that information. That would be the simplest way to do it. And we're happy to show you how to do that. It's really quick, really simple.
Awesome. Thank you.
Several questions in the chat asking you to repeat the registration fee and how do people register to participate in this?
So the registration fee is $300. And Robert, you want to give the pathway?
Yeah, so we have to, Michael, we just have to, there's one more piece of information that we have to input into the back end to activate the credit card processing. So we will have a link for you that we can email you, right? Probably later tonight. So if you were on the email that got you here, we're going to send you the link as soon as it's live. And then what you're going to do is you're going to follow the instructions on the website that you're going to land on. You're going to pay for your booth, which submits an application to us, right? You're going to take care of all of that. We're going to approve your application, take the payment from you, and then the booth is yours to start setting up. And we will provide you with step-by-step instructions on how to do that. And then you'll have access to us to ask questions, and we can go in and look at your booth, right? So we'll be able to troubleshoot with you should there be anything that you're having difficulty with.
May I ask one more question?
Go ahead, Melody.
Sure. So, in light of the spirit of this thing, which is so Harlem and amazing, so thank you. Many folk are great artisans, but not so, gifted at all of this electronic stuff. And so, when wanting to market on various social media platforms, are there templates available, flyers available that we'd be able to push out to our networks and to our friends and all?
So Melissa, can you address what our social media process is going to be? And Robert, then you talk about the collateral that is going to be provided for the participants to send out.
So we'll have several social media assets, including square graphics that you can use, promotional video about Harlem Week, and other details if you want to encourage your fans and friends to also participate in the entertainment and educational sessions that are happening during Harlem Week that Marco mentioned earlier. So what we could do, Michael, is we could put that all in a folder that everyone can access that's in the vendor village, if that sounds good. And then everyone can get what content they'd like to use on their channels.
And we'll give you some suggested copy to go along with that. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you to share. Because that, as was mentioned before, that's incredibly important, right? Is that we're all doing this together and we're all sharing, because all the people that individually you'll bring to the virtual vendor village will all be there to shop from everybody, right? So think about it. If we're all bringing 25 people, that's a lot of people collectively, right? A rising tide moves all the ships, right? So that's really important. If we're going to be a community about this, then we've got to be a community about this, right? So that's how it's going to work best. So we're going to rely on you guys as well.
I have just a follow-up, one more question about tutorials. I know it was probably asked, but I was just more or less gearing about like steppers and tutorials on how to engage with the website. Is that going to be offered?
I'm not sure I completely understand what you're
But I
asking.
mean by steppers and tutorials, I mean like a stepper in terms of how to do something in order to set it up. So in other words, I'm on my page, I have my booth. Is there a stepper on say how to? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you will get that link, and it will take you through all of the options to get you, as close to release as possible. And the thing is, as you're building your booth, it's not live to the public. So it's only, you can see it, I can see it, but the general public doesn't see it until we flip the switch and everybody's ready. It's like we're opening the doors on the venue, and we're not doing it until everybody's booth is set up. We open the doors and we let the world in.
Well, my husband just had a question. He was like, let's say let's okay, you want to ask your question.
My question is, while I'm after working in the shop, while I'm sleeping at night, people can be buying from my booth?
Wait a minute, you're sleeping? That's not, you can't do it.
So what I'm saying is, in other words, if I'm not, I mean, I could be in the shop working or sleep, at night or whatever, people are buying.
It is active continuously. So if you have an e-commerce site and you're selling merchandise, someone from New Zealand can sign on in the middle of the night, and you don't have to do a thing.
Very good. Thank you all. You don't know how blessed we are with you.
Feelings mutual.
Thank you. I'm part of a group called Grameen 87, and we have about a group of 25 women that are small business entrepreneurs. And one of the questions I was asked from my group, as far as nonprofits, the fee is still $300 for nonprofits as well.
Yes, this is a flat free offer. Yes.
Now my other question is, the $300 that is being paid, is there going to be a list of everything that offers? What that $300 consists of? I'm paying $300 and we'll be on for the next several weeks, and people be able to buy on my website for the next several weeks. Is there going to be a list of things that $300 includes as far as the services that you guys are offering?
Yes. And just so that you know, this offer, you'll be it'll be up and live for people to come to this booth through the end of the year. So it's not just for several weeks. We're doing this because we understand the position that people are in, and we're going to carry it through Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday seasons. So we felt that this was a way to support our vendors, as Mr. Williams said, that have been with us for years, but also to understand that we have to support our community completely, and that's what this opportunity does.
And let me tell you something.
I have a question.
Okay, wait, let me, before I'm going to get to you in just 1 second, because this is important. Okay, I produce a lot of virtual events like this in this platform. I can assure you that this offer of $300 is something that you guys should have your credit card out right this very second. Okay, compared to the value that you're going to get from this, if you've heard of the term no-brainer and you want to see what the definition is, you're looking at it right now. Right now. This is incredible, incredible value, an incredible association. Just a great opportunity. Great opportunity.
How many states and how many people are our virtual booths will reach? How many states, how many people?
That's
Well,
it's difficult to say.
What we could tell you is that in the last 7 days, we've had over 3,000 unique visitors to the HARLEMweek.com website. We expect that number to go up quite a bit with the additional coverage that was just discussed at the top of the meeting. So all of the media partnerships, radio and print ads, and all of the social media that's running. And there's some great entertainers that are part of this Harlem Week Festival. Anthony Hamilton, we have Lettucey coming through. There's just a number, big stars. So that will help drive the excitement just as when Harlem Week is happening on the street.
So
let me add real quick for the person who asked about the number of people. We can't answer how many people will come to the site. What we can tell you is in 2019, Harlem Week, when it was live, a live event, all of the media, all of the impressions, the number of eyeballs that were able to see something about Harlem Week totaled about 750 million impressions. All right. So that's 750 million impressions. What that means for a website is if people have seen those impressions, that let's say half of those people saw on a website somewhere about Harlem Week, then they're gonna want to, and then this year it's all virtual. And we're saying go to HARLEMweek.com to actually participate. You figure at least half of those people, half of the half now will click over. So, there's a good chance that you'll have, millions and millions of people coming through the HARLEMweek.com website just on the 8 days. Now, after the 8 days, and the site is going to stay up for the rest of the year, as has been mentioned by Mr. Williams and Michael Preston and Winston Majette, that's a whole nother group of people. So, and this is international because anyone who has internet connection can actually be a part of this.
And there will be a listing of all the vendors that are participating.
I have a
excuse me. So, hello.
So,
Thank you.
question.
Listen, you have an opportunity to put your questions in the chat, and we will be addressing them. As you know, we were scheduled till 8 o'clock, and we've gone over our time. But we thank you and welcome you to this year's festival, and we look forward to your participation. So the chat will remain up for a few more minutes to receive your questions, and we will be addressing them. So we want to say thank you, and we look forward to your participation.
Thank you.
Robert?
Thanks everyone for joining us.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
I'm sorry, Robert, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said that the site will stay up from the 16th until the end of the year?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Just wanted to reiterate that. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, any last questions
Thank-
before we say goodnight?
I had a
Well,
question.
yeah, there's a question in the chat. I was saying, is one able to adjust the booth, such as taking content, adding content?
Robert, stop the individual questions.
Okay.
Let's stop holding this up. Let's move this. People can reach us on individual questions. Let the group go. And
Okay,
anyone
you got it.
individually can call us. Let's thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And he has to shut it down.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
look at me. Look at me. Every question leads to another question. Always. Okay? What you do if you want a profession, meeting started, meeting ended. You have something you need to reach us individually. But when you start allowing that to happen, you lose what